Gus, and obviously when you're at Florida State, you knew what it was like, kind of recruiting against them. What do you expect to see out of them when you face them this year?
Shifts, motions, unbalanced tempos, quarterback run game, quarterback run driven, and tricks.
What is it about Gus, and I asked this before, what was it about Gus that stands out to you that as a coach?
Yeah, he's meticulous, and he believes in what he believes in. And some people say don't ram a square peg into a round hole, but he's going to turn the round hole into a square hole because he's going to be convicted over a philosophy, and he's going to keep banging it until it goes through.
So with the new helmet communication technology rolling out this year, how do you see like that implementation going with you guys, and especially in fall camp, getting everybody ready?
Yeah, it's a way bigger deal than I think people are talking about, especially in college football where there's so many offensive one-word calls and defensive one-word calls. You can almost get in, tempo teams and tempo defenses can almost get into every play in their system at the line of scrimmage with their coach talking to them. Whereas right now in college football, or last year in college football, you'd have to get a signal from the sideline or your quarterback would have to check. So I think you're going to see a lot of teams drastically change getting on the ball faster, very similar to the LA Rams with Jared Goff back in the Super Bowl year, and how they operate. And I think college football is really prepared for that style of ball because all the one-word calls. It's easy to communicate to all 11.
Fascinated with the work you did with Travis and Bo next. Were you surprised at all, or had any doubt Bo would be able to rebound given the guy you had at Auburn and then you saw in Oregon?
No, not at all. Not at all. That kid was a superstar from day one. Sometimes it's a bad fit. Sometimes it's other situations happen that are outside of your control. That kid was always a superstar.
Why do you think he can be successful in the NFL with Coach Baker?
Mindset. Everybody knows his physical ability. He was a 5-star recruit, top-rated player. That's easy. His mindset, his work ethic, and the person he is off the field, he's going to stay focused and driven. And I'm very excited for him.
You mentioned that technology. What about the tablets on the sidelines? Are those things you guys are getting used to?
We're excited to be
Yeah, we'll
here.
be able
This
to
has
build
been a
some
great
practice
day
time
for
around
us.
it. So I think the biggest thing
Flew
there
in
is
yesterday
you got to be
afternoon
able
with
to
players
adapt and
and,
change. You're not going to be able to run a scheme
it was fun.
and expect
I've
the
been
team
to
not
Vegas
to
a
be able
lot.
to change the next time.
The players
They're
hadn't
going
been
to
here
have
before,
to
so
literally
it was neat to see
change
them.
what you do,
We
drive to drive,
had a good
and have
dinner
a big
last
enough
night
play
with
sheet
some
in
Oklahoma
order
State
to
people.
adapt to that. Instead of saying maybe they didn't see
gave
us
the
what we
players a
did,
chance to
or
look
maybe we
around a
showed them
little bit,
7
and
things on
it's
that
a
drive. They're
beautiful
not going to be able to talk
facility.
it through it all. They're going to
We're
see it all,
excited
be able
about
to
it.
show
I'm
the guys it
excited
all.
about the
So I think you're going to
players
see
the
play
upcoming
sheets
season. We've
maybe
got about
potentially, in
20
my opinion,
days
naturally get a little
before
bit
we
bigger.
get started, so
Talked
we're
about delegating more.
semi-vacation.
Like, in what ways might that
Other
help?
than the players, they're
Yeah, I
working
think
hard.
it just
Got
helps
great leadership.
create simpler
I'm
and
really
more
excited
consistent
about our
plans
team. I'm excited about the
on
direction
all
we're
3
moving.
phases, and allows me to
Excited
get
about
more
Oklahoma
involved.
State
Earlier in the year
administration,
last year, I was
our
involved in a
support,
lot of the phases, and I kind of
President of the
lead out
University,
in
athletic
some of those
director,
phases
everybody that loves
just because I
Oklahoma
didn't have
State.
enough time. And
It's a
I
great
want to
time
be
for us. I'm
involved
looking
in all
forward
the
to the upcoming
phases and
season.
give my opinion
I will take
of the
questions
direction
from the
I think we
left-hand
should go,
side.
whether it's to stop
Row
somebody
3 on
on
the far
punt
left.
or on offense. But I don't want to decide, like I just alluded to, I don't want to decide what kind of Italian food we're eating. I want to say, this game we have to play Italian.
Coach, I
Right?
want
That's
you
the
to
style
talk
of
about
play
your
we need
returning
to play to
players.
win.
You've got a lot
You
on
guys decide what
offense
we're
and some
making,
key
and I think that's what I want to be way more
contributors on
involved in.
What's the main
Kenny,
difference
Texas guys
from
on your
last
roster,
year's
how does
team
it
going into
kind of
this
turn into
year?
a
And
conference
just get your
that is
opinion
more
on that.
Texas facing help with recruiting and building your roster?
A year ago,
in that
we
part of the
had
country?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, we're a 2-hour
28
flight,
new players
2-hour and
come
15-minute
in,
flight from all
and
the
then
3 major
ultimately,
airports,
before we started
4
the
major
season, we
airports
had
in
38
Texas.
new
You can
players
fly
as
here
we
as
added
fast
10
as you can
more.
drive to most places.
So there were a lot
Right,
of
we're gonna play
areas that
games
we
in your
had to
hometown.
decide what was
Right,
best
you're
for
going
our
to see
team and how to
mountains,
get to that
which are
point.
beautiful, right? But it's going to be a little bit hot.
A number
and
of
dry.
those players
but
were
Texas is a
semester
place that is going to be a staple
transfers
of what I
that
think can make this
we
place
felt like
special
were
is a
good enough to
combination
help
of
us
Texas and California.
based on the portal.
I think that combination,
Unlike
the
what you would
Utahs and
have with high
Hawaiis,
school
that
players,
combination of kids can make us
There was a little bit
special
of
program.
uncertainty in
Kenny,
what
how do you
direction
feel
to
to see him
go in
progress
order to be
throughout the
fair to
spring?
all the players
Where do you want to
involved.
see him continue to progress
This year we
as we get into
have
the fall camp?
Yeah, I didn't make the same mistake
fewer
twice.
portal
I think
transfers
he's got
that
a little
semester,
bit
more returning
comfortable.
starters.
You know, he's high strung.
So coaches have a
very
better
similar to
direction
how Bo was. He's very
in
tight
how to get there.
So things aren't perfect.
Now it's just a matter of
right?
us kind of
He just
getting out
can't
of the
stand
way
it. He wants it
and
perfect.
allowing the
Well, reality
maturity
is
and the
other guys in
leadership
your
we
team
have
aren't
of
gonna
our
be
team to
as
take
high
over.
strung and as perfect of you early. How do you
we'll
respond
go
to
over
those
here on the right
situations?
side in the front
Do you
row.
yell at this guy that you've known for 5 months, or you say, "Hey, come here. Hey, get a little bit wider split, switch your feet, right, and get a little bit more vertical when you're at the top of your route." or do you yell at him because he did it wrong? And I think that's the growing pains of a young guy who's an alpha. And those things seem like little things, but those are the most important things other than the physical skills quarterback. And that's where he grew a little bit, and that's where I'm excited to see him go at fall camp.
What kind of time frame is ideal for deciding on a quarterback?
Sooner than later, obviously, but I mean, you have to make sure you have the guy that you want to have. But obviously, the sooner you can name one,
So Alan has
obviously the
done a
better.
really good job
Having Cam come back in that continuity, what
of
did you
adapting to
last
our
season, and
culture
what expectations
and
do you have for him?
buying
Yeah,
into
I mean,
Oklahoma
getting our
State
punter back is
University.
huge.
When he came in a year ago, he was
But
one of the players.
but
that
no,
I
it's
was talking
it's great.
about
I
that
mean, he's completely changed
we
his
needed
body,
him to earn his
changed his
position.
mindset. I challenged him
And
after the
since
year,
then, he's
he's really
got
taken
a
up
year
on the
under his
challenge.
belt.
I mean, a
He's
year
very
ago, I wouldn't have
mature.
dreamed I'd be bringing him to media
He's
day.
engaged to be
And now
married.
I'm
He
bringing
already
him to
has
media
2
day.
degrees.
And super proud of him, but I think
He
his
has a
role on the
good
team
feel
is going to be
for
that guy that
us.
nobody wants to tackle consistently,
good feel
and
for
the
our
guy
system.
that we're going to need in the fourth quarter of games.
He's been around a
whether
long
we have the
time,
lead,
and
whether we're down 6.
I think
but
the
in
experience
biggest
that he
moments,
brings to our
he
team,
is fresh and
the
he is
respect,
ready to get the ball and make
and
a
the
play
players
because the dude
believe in
is a
him at this
gamer. He
point
shines in the toughest
benefit
moments.
us the most.
Coach,
at
just
this
to
time.
piggyback off of that, how important is the depth you
left
have
side of
at
the
running
fourth
back
row,
this season?
the middle.
Especially you talked about the running back or the smash mouth football you guys want to play in the Big 12.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you want to be versatile. So last year we couldn't be versatile. We were 11 personnel, maybe 12 personnel, and that was it. Lined up in no creative formations from a standpoint of using people in unique locations, other than like the swinging gate, like gimmick stuff. We had no football schematic advantages. I think this year with the depth at running back, some versatile players like Jake and Melquan and Ralik, right? It allows
That's
you
a
to
great
put
question.
running backs at
I don't know
wideout
that any
and
of us,
wideouts at running back and tight ends get
be
the
able to
flex
read
out.
into that at this
and I think
point.
that's what really creates stresses on defense is
We're
being able to
learning
play
about the new
basketball on
teams that are
grass with
coming
your
in.
personnel. And
In my
that's
opinion,
what we have this
as
year,
we
and that's
move
what
forward,
excites me.
there's going to be a lot of parity.
Low, but
I should say more parity in college football than there has been over the last few years.
Preseason.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
If
Everybody
revenue
says, did you
sharing
even look at
takes
it? Of
effect,
course. If I said I didn't look at it,
I
am
would guess
blind?
that most
Yeah,
schools in this league will
right?
distribute
And
money
I'm not against
somewhat
it.
equally to football.
It's the worst 3-year stretch in Arizona State history. Our job is to change
The
it.
direction we're
And
going,
we can
that's
either
going to
talk
determine
about
the
it,
type of
or
players
we
that you
can
have in
read
your
it, get
organization,
pissed off
whether we
about
like it or
and
not.
change it. But it's not just
Recruiting
going to
is
happen
still
by saying,
recruiting,
oh, that's
but
not
it
true.
won't be as
Well, it is
much
true. That's what
recruiting
they
as
said.
now it will
So if
be
you want to change it,
the
change
ability
it.
to distribute
And that's
money
kind
to
of
the
the
right
message to the
players
team.
that you need.